Hello and welcome back to the Oracle on Purpose podcast. I'm your host, Leah Dunlap, and I'm really excited to be here today and share my guest, Heather Rocco. Heather is actually the founder of InsureBot Solutions, an AI consultant, educator, and innovator with over 20 years of experience in the technology and intelligence. And if we're lucky, we're going to talk a little bit about that. But as a founder herself of InsureBot Solutions, she helps businesses harness AI for growth and efficiency. Known for her engaging approach, Heather Ann simplifies complex AI concepts, making them accessible to all. She's passionate about her empowering others to embrace technology as a tool for innovation, creativity, and meaningful progress. Thank you so much for being here, Heather. I am so excited to talk to you because everyone is so up in arms about AI, what it is, what it's not. Are they taking over? How can we use it? How can we utilize it? And I think as women founders and entrepreneurs, which of course, that's what we're here to help support and engage and inspire women entrepreneurs and founders to help them progress in their businesses and their lives. And this is such a big part of all of our lives now. And I think sometimes we can kind of be hesitant about taking that on and making that new technology, whatever it is, a part of our business and a part of our lives. So welcome, and tell us a little bit more about yourself. Like how did that journey happen? I know that you weren't always in AI. So tell us a little bit about your journey from where you used to be and how you became the founder of InsureBot.
So it's a windy road for sure. I worked for military intelligence for 20 years. Before I had made some choices, I could get into a comparison between what's going on now in the federal government and how my career sort of mirrored that. Not all jobs are safe forever. But one of my first introductions to machine learning, and that's what AI is, it's math, it's algorithms, it's machine learning, was during my time in military intelligence. We developed something called the brain. And
wow,
that is when you read books and articles, it's algorithms, and they connect artificially how a brain would work on a computer, and they make the connections. And it's pretty cool if you look at how they started with chess and then a game called Go that had even more permutations. And now they're working with games like poker. Instead of doing just logic trees, they're doing logic bushes. Because when you're playing poker, there's just so many more permutations. So as it gets smarter and smarter, that's where people start to worry. And there was actually a really interesting article in Time that I saw pop up today that two computers were playing chess against each other, and they started cheating to win.
No way. Oh my goodness.
So, and there are two camps to this. You listen to people like Max Tegrum, who wrote the book Life 3.0, and he has more of an outlook that it's going to be utopian. It's going to see the best in all of us, and that's going to be how it acts. But then you see cases like what happened with this chess game, and it's adapting the worst of humanity. It's cheating at all cost, winning no matter what. We talked about this. I'm pretty big in the BNI, Business Networkers International community, and I wholeheartedly believe in givers gain. And that's how I would like to see the AI progress, is something that's going to benefit all of us for that utopian outcome.
What if you could tap into the law of attraction with precision and power on your terms? I'm Leah Dunlap, and in my audiobook, Power Up the Law of Attraction, I give you the no-fluff blueprint to create a life of purpose, prosperity, and peace. Ready to stop manifesting by accident and start creating with intention? Download Power Up the Law of Attraction now on Audible. Now, back to the show. When we think about our lives and our businesses, there's so much available to us. If we are going to be afraid to use a technology, we're going to be like left behind, right? We're like, I remember when I used to be back in the day, if those of you who don't know, I wasn't always the Oracle on purpose. I used to work in the corporate world and I was in sales. And I remembered when we had to start selling internet ads and websites and things like that. And people are like, I don't need a website. What's this newfangled thing? And then, it's true. Like part of that is you have to harness the technology for the benefit of yourself and what you're trying to do. And I know that you spend a lot of time helping people to understand like how they can actually utilize the technology to further advance the human race in a positive way. This is like personally, I think I'm curious, but also just, I'm sure that our audiences as well. What is the newest, most effective tool that you've come across for people that are busy, and trying to build their business? Maybe they are women founders, but maybe they're also just entrepreneurs that are building towards that. What's that tool that they should have in their toolbox? Just like you used to have a phone and then you had a website. And like, what is that thing that every business should be taking advantage of?
Well, this is a tough question. And I could take an easy way out. There's something that I found the other day that is genius. It's called Reclaim AI, and it does the machine learning on your calendar, suggesting like you put your habits, you put your to-do lists in there. It's got links in there for your Google Calendar that you can send to people. You can create those links for which priority. So if it's a high priority meeting, it will move stuff around. But if it's a low priority, it'll also move stuff around, and it will, it knows your calendar. You've programmed it with your personality and your job and your business, and you give out the right link to the right person for your productivity. So is it just catch up? Or is it something that's going to be an ROI producing meeting? So that's a link that you can give to someone else, and it lets you create that, unlike Calendly, where everyone sort of gets the same link and you put it on your website. I'd say the only holdback with Reclaim is there's no auto text messages it sends out like Sure does. So if they bring that in, it's going to blow Calendly out of the water. So right now, he has something that I think everyone should look at, and it's made by Dropbox. So it's a pretty known tech company that produced this. But yeah, for productivity, that is absolutely what I would recommend today.
Oh, I love it. I think that's a great one. So if you guys are listening to this now, Heather said it first. It's going to blow Calendly out of the water. I love it. So I know that as you are growing your own business and you're shaping what you're creating in the universe, as you said, you're wanting to use these tools for good. What has been the biggest challenge for you as you've moved away from the government work and built your business? What do you find like a consistent challenge that you've had over the years building your business?
Who to partner with, honestly. And I have come across some amazing people, and also I'm involved in a Ponzi scheme investigation because I chose to partner with the wrong person. Another thing that I have learned is you need to self-promote. Take all of your courage, ball it up, and when you see an opportunity, go and tell them. be like, your operation is great. You know what would make it better? Having me in what I can show your current clients what to do with AI. And one of the projects I'm working on now is AI for websites. And I absolutely tell people, it's like, you spend all this money on getting your CEO or SEO on point. You're at the top of the Google material. It's like Walmart. They can't find what they're looking for. Is that the face you want to put forward? Or do you want to give them a Nordstrom's experience? Do you want to have a personal shopper on that website that answers their questions now, not just a widget that collects their email and their phone number and they put a question in and maybe you get back to them sooner or later? And do you have a CRM that's hooked up? I had a conversation yesterday with someone that works in marketing and he's like, Heather, you have no idea. I teach them how to do Google ads, Facebook ads, and then these ads go into the void. Someone click on them, they want more information, and they have no back-end structure. So all of these people looking for leads, looking to get ahead, working for more clients, you pay all this money and you have no system on the back end. So that's
and do you see, Heather, and do you see that's a role that AI can really help people? Because I feel like sometimes when we look at AI, people are a little, frankly, they're a little nervous about like how to even, they perhaps are feeling like, how do I even control this thing? Like how do I use the best tools for that back end piece? Because I know for myself and my own company, the back end piece is always kind of a three-headed hydra of like, how is this all connecting? And not everybody who is a founder or an entrepreneur has that technical expertise. So is it hard to get AI to manage that back end piece like you're suggesting?
It depends on you. If you find technology hard, then I would absolutely partner with someone who's more technology forward. I think anyone can learn. A lot of the stuff that I can do today is not something that I learned when I was with the military. I've taken classes. I've asked AI to teach me how to do stuff. I do something called vibe coding now, which you ask the AI to teach you how to write the code, and then you put it into something like Google Colab, which is a network online, and you put the code in and it produces the raw results for you. So it's not something that I learned in a book. It was from interacting with the AI to learn how to do it. So I think if you want to learn how to do something, you can have the AI teach you. You can come to me that guides you initially, and then I graduate you because you know now how to do this with AI. You don't need me because you know the right questions to ask.
That's so important. So that I think that's a big piece of it too, right? I say that all the time, actually. My own work is like, it's important to know the right question because sometimes we ask questions and we're off in the dark anyway. So we're not even going to get the right answer if we try. So, as someone who's been building your business, and like you said, I think it's important to remember that collaboration is key if you're growing and scaling your business. And, I don't want to gloss over this idea that if you get hooked up, like you said, with the wrong people, that could be detrimental to yourself and your business. So what do you suggest, like now that you're here on the other side of it, how do you know, or what would you suggest other women entrepreneurs like that find themselves nervous about connecting with people, probably because that might be one of their worst nightmares, right? So it's like, what do you know now that you wish you knew then that you would share with them?
So I have found some AI solutions, but some low-tech solutions. Just Google the person before you have a meeting with them. Then you would know. And check It's really easy to check criminal records where that person lived to see if they've had three bankruptcies and they stand up bad businesses. There's one. Believe me, there's so much online that you're going to get feedback on that person. I have another program that I use now site, which if you're doing market research on someone, I would say more of a client because it doesn't really dig too much dirt on them, but it does bring up their personality based on what they present themselves as online. You can take a picture basically of their LinkedIn profile and it tells you exactly how to sell to them. I'll
Wow.
about that in my Facebook group a lot on how to use that tool. So do your research. Just don't, before you date someone, wouldn't you go around and ask people, is this person like normal or crazy and get referrals? I mean, you get a referral for your dentist. Why would you see someone that you're like, oh, they're proposing to do business with you and you just think that they're wonderful because you've gotten to know them?
Dig deeper. That's what I'm getting. Dig deeper. I love it. Okay. Well, I think that is something that definitely is a great reminder for everyone is like, do your due diligence, make sure that you're looking for referrals. I think that's a good thing. Like, I think partnership is hard when you're not really ready to do it. And by do it, I mean like really partner with somebody, be open with yourself, like what your expectations are. And of course, make sure that the person that you're partnering with has similar expectations and is also, as you said, like the integrity there is there as well. So this is the time in our call where we get to have a little fun with the Oracle. And I know that we talked about this beforehand. And I always like to frame it this way because I think as people are listening, it's important for them to see like, why would you need to speak with an Oracle? Why would you need to get some advice? I would say, in moments like what we're just talking about, sometimes it helps to have some additional insight from other worlds to say, hey, this is not a good connection for you. But I would love to talk to you more now today, Heather, about like, what is your goal for the future right now? Where do you want to take your business? And how can the Oracle maybe help guide you by answering a question that would help you get to that next step?
I think I've niched it down enough to be able to have an understandable offer. But getting to that next step, and something that I have realized about myself is, why am I afraid to succeed? Why am I so nervous to press send on that proposal after we had a conversation and they want to work with me and they rejected me for the price? We've already taught it. Why send out that proposal to them? Am I so afraid of pricing myself right? I've had feedback from people saying, Heather, your prices for what you offer people, it makes you look incompetent and you're not. I've talked to you. You know your stuff. You know what you're doing, but you've priced yourself so low because of your confidence in yourself or whatever holding you back. And the Oracle could probably see that you're ruining your business.
Yeah. So if you were to bring that to one particular question, what do you think that top question is for you? Just one question.
Set me back from achieving excellence in my...
So it's interesting. I'm having a little delay and I hope we caught this, but what I heard the question was, what is holding you back from achieving excellence in business? And even before you started talking about this, I was getting some feedback from the big piece of this is there's a sense of you punishing yourself for a mistake you made, it's in the transition from your old position to what you're doing now. There's some regret about, like, literally I'm seeing in my heart center this feeling of darkness and shame. Maybe like it's mixed with this idea, like regret is the big word that keeps coming through. Like you didn't make the right choice or you didn't make it soon enough. And now here you are. So there's a part of this that is playing out as like a self-fulfilling prophecy of punishment for that choice. So she's saying it's the biggest thing to do now because, first of all, everything you said is correct. Like you're not honoring your capacity and your brilliance and the experience you had. It's like you're defaulting, you're like putting that aside. And so part of this is like giving yourself grace and honoring who you really are, what you've already accomplished. And you've been so well received in your old career that you need to actually, ring that bell and let people know more often than you do now. Like, it's like, there's this like little bit of a shame or something like, and when I say shame, just so everybody's clear, like for me, that's an energetic feeling. So it's, I don't see that as bad or good. I just see it as like an energy that's holding you back. And as you ask that like, that's what she's showing me. It's this idea that there's a regret and a shame of something, but what it's hiding, unfortunately, is the brilliance of who you are, right? Because it's hitting that wall when you go to hit that button and send that email. And so letting go of that and doing some real sincere work of forgiveness work, which I highly recommend to everyone who's listening to this, because many people go through this. So thank you for being so bold and honest to ask this question. I know people will be helped by hearing this, but once we can forgive ourselves for the mistakes we think we have made in the past, we get to have back all of the brilliant energy of our whole life that was sitting on the other side of that wall. So your capacity to create a phenomenal experience in your own life and in your business is being held back by this continued flagging of yourself, flogging of yourself over that mistake. So the best thing you can do now is forgive yourself, to really see that as a part of your journey, but not the end of your journey. In fact, everything that led up to that moment, whatever that choice was, is still yours. You still have that power within you. That's what she's sharing. How does that land for you?
Well, I think I've shared this with you. I pretty involved in some self-development, and, keeps on giving me that message. Forgive yourself, Heather. And I talk to different people and they keep on, the message is the same. And I guess I'm expecting maybe to hear a different message at some point. It's the definition of crazy. Like,
well, I think that's a good point you just made. Yeah. Expecting to hear different. I have worked with clients over the years, and we always chuckle at this when we come back to the same message, right? They'll ask the question 17 different ways and the answer remains the same, which to me only proves that that's the answer, that you're not going to get a different answer. But you are at a place where you get to choose. We all get to choose. That's the beauty of free will. So I guess the encouragement there is, if you are still getting the same question or the same answer, no matter the question, then the next thing to do is act, to take action. And for me, that would be my encouragement to you, is to like figure out what it means for you to forgive yourself. And actually there might be another piece of this which will help, which is if there is someone other to involve in this forgiveness, it may be beneficial for you to forgive them, weirdly enough, first before you forgive yourself. So I get the sense that like laying that burden down will allow you to lay your own burden down.
That's some advice, Leah.
Well, I am so glad you allowed me to share it with you. And I'm so grateful for everything you are bringing here. And I do agree that you are phenomenally talented. You have a breadth of knowledge about AI. So if you guys are out there and you're watching this and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know half the things Heather was just talking about, like, oh my gosh, I want to know all the programs. Please do follow Heather. I know we're going to give you guys a chance to get a little free download from her. So definitely take advantage of that. That'll be available in the show notes. And for all of you who are watching, Heather, how can they find you next?
I'm visible all over the place. So I'm very active on LinkedIn. I have a newsletter that comes out every week on LinkedIn, so it's not spamming your inbox. I am very visible on Facebook. I have a Facebook group as well. I can send you all of those links, so they'll be in the show notes. So you can just click on them instead of, scribbling it down. Or with technology, it's all about making your life easier so you can offload that cognitive burden onto technology. It's like using a calculator. You're not doing the math in your head, but at the same time, the calculator doesn't know that you want to know 2 times 2. And if you don't know the X means times and you press the minus, you're still going to get the wrong answer. So even when you're using these technology tools, you need to know how to use the tool to get what you're looking for. So that's what I usually like to leave people with.
I love it. Yes, exactly. You need to know how to ask the right question to get the right answer, even with technology. Thank you again, Heather, for being here. I so appreciate you. Everybody follow her, find her. I know that she is a wealth of knowledge and always happy to answer quick questions. So definitely seek her out for all your AI needs in the future. I'm Leah Dunlap. This has been the Oracle on Purpose podcast. If you are a woman founder or an entrepreneur and you're looking for insight, education, and a little inspiration, please continue to follow back here, subscribe below, and let us know how we're doing. We'd love to hear how any of our insights help you create a limitless life of purpose and prosperity. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.